Hey guys, today we'll be walking you through how to swap the water pump on an O2 Blazer. Might apply to other 4.3 liter Vortec V6s as well.
If you have an S10, if you have a 96 to 04 S10, this will apply to that. Oldsmobile Bravada, GMC Jimmy, any of those that are the platform clones to this will also apply.
Let's get at it. We're going to take the fan shroud off. You can maybe do it with it still on there, but considering the water pump's right here, it's just going to be a pain. So in order to do that, there's just a couple screws across the front. There's 2 screws down here. And then there's supposed to be 2 down here, but since we have a $500 beater addition to this car, they're missing.
Well, we got the fan shroud removed. Like I said, it was 3 10 mils on top, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and all the screws look to be the same size and pitch.
All right guys, we went ahead and went to O'Reilly's. So if you have an O'Reilly's by you, make sure you just rent the tools from them because they have basically everything you need to do this job. So we've got a Evertough fan clutch wrench set 67063, and we've got an Evertough adjustable fan clutch holding tool. So basically what you're going to do here is the bolts for the fan are going to sit right in here, and the shaft of the fan is going to go right in here. You're going to go ahead and just use that to actually break this loose. All right guys, so I've got the bolts positioned where I can just pop this right down in there. All right guys, so this is what we're working with. Basically you've got the one wrench holding the screws and the other, or the one wrench holding the bolts and the other wrench that we're going to use to break it loose.
Hey.
That's it.
That was it.
All right guys, so that's just a big old struggle for no apparent reason. So we got it now. This is loose. I should be able to just reach in here. Yeah, it's loose now.
Thank God for using the right tools.
Yeah, so just get the right tools, because we tried with the wrong tools for a little bit. We tried a lot of things, and really it's just a pain in the ass. So I strongly suggest just going, we didn't even use PP Blast or anything on this to get it off. It just came off once we actually had the right tool.
Well, most likely clockwise, and we just did counterclockwise to get it out, so.
So once that's out, you can actually pull the belt off, and this pulley will come right off. I already took 2 of the screws out of the pulley down here, but just pop the other 2 out, that'll come off. First, just let's release tension on this belt. So since the way this loosens is a little strange, I found if you just put the bar like 90 degrees down from the, straight up and down, 90 degrees to the right, then you can just kind of, it actually releases best from this pulley right here first. So serpentine belt's off. This is a good time to check the wiring down here and realize that it's all screwed up on your Blazer because it was $450, and then you're going to go ahead and wrap that with some electrical tape that up, and you know, Shipbox magazine says that's fine, so we're going to just leave it at that. All right guys, there's 3 lines to this. You got to get this one off right down here, and then the final big old radiator hose down here. Once those 3 are off, there's just 2 bolts on each side of the water pump. Those come out, this should just pull right out. So we're almost there. Bolt positions are, there's 1 right here, 1 below where the wrench is attached right now, and then 1 over here, 1 over here, and they can be seen a little bit better on the new pump. Here's the new pump. As you can see, box. As you can see, it just mounts up. This way you've got bolt, 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 and then fan mounts up to here, etc. And these are all 14 millimeters?
Yep, all 14s.
Guys, so we've got all 4 bolts out. You can see right here, there's 4 long bolts. Ours doesn't seem to want to budge. We're assuming it's just due to it being cruded into place. So we're gonna hit it lightly with a hammer a few times. So we ended up just taking kind of the top where the fan was here and just kind of hitting straight down. Popped right off after about 2 hits, no big deal. The only last piece we have to remove is we left the bottom hose on because we were kind of afraid that we weren't gonna be able to kind of twist it loose without like being able to physically twist the water pump because it was just on there really tight. So we're gonna go ahead and take this, twist it back and forth a little bit, get that hose loose, and probably break this water pump open actually. I wanna see the inside.
Yeah, I do too.
All right guys, so here's the water pump now that we got it out. Really, I think we showed every step except us just twisting on this for a while. We just twisted back and forth until this came off, popped right out. Well, popped kind of right out. We're gonna open this up just for fun. Well, it's actually not as bad as I'd expected.
Yeah.
All right guys, so we went ahead and cleaned up these holes right here. You can see 1 over here and then 1 over here. We've cleaned them up with some acetone, and we're gonna go ahead and take the new water pump, slide it in here. I'm gonna put some blue Loctite on the bolts, and then let that cure for 10 minutes, and then go ahead and finish the reassembly of the rest of this. So we're gonna go ahead and use some Loctite, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna put water in this system. We're trying to figure out right now the best way to kind of get it to hold in place. We're thinking just put the bolts all the way through with the Loctite on them and then just kind of finagle it in carefully and slowly. All right, so we're trying a team lift here. We'll see how it goes. We'll let you know if this was a terrible idea in a minute. Here, let me...
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good here. Just getting Loctite on everything on the way down.
Yep.
So yeah, we just kind of held all four in place and just finagled until it kind of lined up. We faked it till we made it kind of. So we've got all four in, we got Loctite on all four. Robert's just tightening them down now. All right guys, then just go ahead and put all your clamps back on. The way we did it was we basically just had to put, we already had this hose attached down here. And so we just had to put a clamp over here and put this clamp back on. And from there we should be good to go. We just got the one more clamp down there to do. And then we can move on to the next part. All right guys, finally got that last clamp on. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the belt back on and then put the fan on last. In our case, here's the layout. In case yours is missing, there you go. So this is when you're gonna go ahead and grab your pulley again and your 13 mil. Go ahead and bolt this back up to your new water pump. You just basically move it around until it grabs.
Well, once you get two of them in, you know it's
yeah, it's in the right place, so it should be easy now. And then go ahead and grab your 13 mil. In my case, I'm just going to use this one because it's ratcheting, so it doesn't matter. You have enough room in here to actually go ahead and just use a regular wrench in here if you want. All right guys, belt's on. We're gonna go ahead and put the fan on now, which should actually be really easy since we have the tool. We can just grab the bolts and tighten it right down.
So this is how this tool works. As you can see, it fits on the two bolts that are on the front of the water pump there, and gives you something to hold against, and then the fan goes on the shaft in the middle there.
All right guys, last two steps. We just gotta put the shroud back on and put some coolant back in. In our case, we're actually right in the middle of a flush, so probably just gonna fill it back with water and flush it a few more times before we actually put coolant back in. All right guys, that's pretty much it. One last trick on this, we always use one of these spill-free funnels. It works quite well. I've gone ahead and put one of the adapters on. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in, fill it with the Prestone flush, fill it with water, check for leaks. Go from there. Guys, we've been driving around for a bit here and we're holding around 186, 185, 188 in that range. So it's looking really good. Looks like that fixed our problem. So that'll be it for this video. Hope that helped you and we'll see you in the next one.